Hey everyone, Tyler here. This is Tyler Dice Golf. This video is going to be on the just recently announced Ryder Cup picks, and we're going to finish it off with how to hit a fade. So, the first three Ryder Cup picks for the United States team are in. They are Bryson DeChambeau, Phil Mickelson, and Tiger Woods. I don't think there's any surprises there. I think everyone expected after Bryson's win yesterday and his win last week that those three would be the three easiest picks. And now that Tiger Woods is picked, he is no longer a vice captain, so they are moving him off the list. And Matt Kuchar is going to be a vice captain now. So I think that's really, really good. And I think that sets up for Jim Furyk making the fourth pick next week on the 10th. It's going to be Tony Finau. If it's not going to be Kuchar, I think it's got to be Tony Finau. Lots of energy, high on the points list. It's like 10 top 10s this year, so looking like Tony Finau is going to be that fourth pick, so really happy for him. The one wild card is that apparently the rumor is that there's some pressure on Ricky Fowler to not play in this year's Ryder Cup to give Jim Furyk another pick at who he wants to bring on the squad. I guess he's not feeling great. He's trying to come back to try and quote-unquote be ready for the Ryder Cup, but unfortunately I don't think Ricky's game matches up well with anybody on the team, and so I don't know if he's going to be on the team or not. I know he's going to try and come back from the injury, but I think moving forward, I think with the guys they have on the team, I think they might be better off picking someone else. I know there's a lot of Ricky Fowler fans out there, and I'd like to see Ricky Fowler get healthy and be able to have a really strong rest of his career. And I don't think one Ryder Cup is going to make that big of a deal for him. But I know he wants to play. I know he definitely wants to play. So we'll see how it shakes up. But I expect Tony Finau. I expect Tony Finau to be picked next week, and I'm really happy with the three picks that were chosen by Jim Furyk. I think we've got a really solid squad moving into, I guess it's like here in 3.5 weeks or so. We'll be teaming it up for the Ryder Cup. So go America, happy for the picks. Now let's dig right in. How to hit a fade, right? How to hit a fade. So earlier today, if you didn't catch it earlier in today's video, I talked about how to hit a draw. So I went over the things that you should do to curve the golf ball to the left if you're a right-handed player. So a draw would be a golf ball that starts over here. For a right-handed player, it can be over here, starts over here, curves back around. That would be a draw, right? So it starts to the right, curves back to the left. A fade's going to be the opposite. It starts to the left, curves its way back to the right. How do we do that? It's essentially just the opposite of hitting a draw, right? So we want to make sure that we are getting the ball started left and it's curving back to the right. And we do that by having a swing path that kind of comes from out to in, so cutting across the golf ball a little bit. And we want to have a club face that is slightly open to that path. The more open the club face is, the more curve we can potentially put on the golf ball. Also, we want to make sure that we're doing things right in our setup. A lot of people, some people can think fade and they hit a fade. Or they naturally have that left to right ball flight, and so that's the only shot that they know how to play, and they just play it because that's what they do. Now, there are some issues with trying to do that, like just trying to hit your normal shot because everybody has misses, and understanding what goes into hitting a fade can help you be much more precise with it. So like I said, we want to have a more out to in swing path. We want to make sure our club face is slightly open to that swing path. But however, it does not need to be open to the target. It wants to be open to the swing path, and that's going to give us a more controllable fade. Lastly, I like to make sure that my ball position stays pretty normal. Maybe depending on how I want the ball flight to be, I want my ball position to be pretty normal. I know with the draw, I like to move that ball position forward a little bit, but with a fade, I find that if I aim to the left and I play the ball back in my stance, I'll have a tendency to start the ball to the right versus having it curve to the right. So I don't want to do that. So I like to have a normal ball position. So we will set up and we'll aim a little bit left, and I like to preset the club face ever so slightly. This just helps me get started off on the right foot. Very rarely do I end up overcutting the golf ball. More often than not, it won't curve enough to the right, so I like to just take that extra step and open the club face a little bit more at address, just to help me get the ball, get that flight, where I want it. So we'll aim a little bit left. Ball position is going to be just slightly forward of center because that's where I normally have it for an 8-iron, which is what I'm using right now. So 8-iron. So if you look, yes, I'm using an 8-iron. All right, so slightly forward of center, aiming a little bit left. We are going to open that club face ever so slightly, and we're going to make our pretty normal swing down our, where we're lined up. So down the target line here, which is going to be a little bit left. The goal is to hit a shot that starts over here and then fades over to here. All right, the more open the face is, the more the ball will want to fade. So just a slight open club face and a little bit left, and let's hit the shot. As you can see there, a nice tight fade. Hope you can pick it up on the camera, but you can see ball started left of the center line here and faded right almost to it. So a nice tight fade is what we got achieved there. Now if we want to go a little bit more of a fade, what I like to do is I like to open the club face a little bit more. So we will open the face a little bit more, keep the alignment about the same, and hit the shot. As you can see there, that's my miss that I'm trying to hit fades. Straight pull. So as you can see, even though I talked about opening the club face up, for me, I still have more of a tendency to hit the ball left than I would even overcut it to the right. So we will try this once more, open that face up, and try and hit this nice, a much bigger cut. There we go. Started a little right, got the fade. We'll try to hit one more, see if I can get it started left of that line, and get it to fade a good bit to the right. Okay? So last one, try to hit a big old slice here. Pretty tight, pretty straight. So anyways, that's essentially how I like to hit a fade. It's a really simple process. I like to get most of my work done in the setup. Okay? Again, I told you before, my miss likes to go pretty straight. So I don't necessarily have to worry about over slicing one, because I know that ball's just not going to carry all the way over there. It's just not one of the misses that I have. So I like to preset everything up, aim a little bit left, keep my ball position pretty neutral, and open that face up at address to try and promote that left-right movement that I'm trying to get. I have a much easier time working the ball from right to left than I do from left to right. But again, that's essentially how I hit a fade. Before I let you go, let me check for some questions. All right, no questions. So that's it. Make sure you like this video if you enjoyed it. If I gave you some good information, just tap like for me, and I will let you go. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.